Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm doing a reaction to Shekhar? Kapur asked Sadhguru about death. I doubt I said that first name correctly. So anyways, this is an interesting question actually. So I don't know what the question is going to be, but let me answer it as best as I can. So death is just that. Once you're dead, you're it. That's it. You go back into the earth, you go back into the galaxy, the universe. I mean, and something, what's it? Oh God, Neil deGrasse Tyson said that we are all part of the cosmos. And that is something, when he said that, I never really thought about it that way. That we were created from the cosmos. So that's actually pretty cool to think about. And so basically, when we die, we just go right back into it. I don't believe in reincarnation. I mean, unless you believe that the energies that you've obtained and when you die, you kind of spread it back out into the world, and then you go back to the plants, the animals, and then when humans eat plants and animals, it goes back into them. I mean, that's a possibility, but not you literally being reincarnated. So anyways, other than that, I don't know what this topic's about, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. Make sure the volumes are all there. Make sure CC's on as well, just in case. I'm staying quiet because I'm waiting for the question to be answered.
What happens to that energy once the body is gone? Is there individuality after the end of the body? Do I exist as I? Do I have a soul? Is there reincarnation? Or is it just my ego that is saying, actually, even when I let my body go, there is an I that still exists? But if that I then forms part of the larger universe, then it has no identity. It's a question, and I can't answer it to people, so would you answer it for me so I can tell people that I'm quite wise now?
So I guess I kind of somewhat answered that actually, amazingly. So no, I don't believe that we have souls. There's been no evidence of it. Like I said, I think we do go back into the universe. We go back into the earth. The plants basically eats us, or animals if we don't decay in time.
See, it's very clear. If you close your eyes and sit, right now you're looking at me. If you close your eyes, you cannot see me. But you are still there, isn't it? So right now, is it you who is looking at me? Or is it your eyes which are looking at me?
Is it you that's looking at me, or is it your eyes? It's your eyes. I guess this goes back to something I remember Sadhguru and David Eagleman was saying. It's basically our hands, our nose, our mouth, our eyes are all inputs for our brain to take in information. And who we are is the connections that happen in our brain. It's something that's very unique to every individual. It's how our brain, how do I say, how the connections in the brain is connected is, I think, unique to every person. You will not see the same connections in every single person, I think. I've not really heard much about brain connections, whether everyone's unique or not, but I think they are, and that's my thoughts. And I'm sure he's going to talk about consciousness, that the body is not us, but we're in the body. Kind of like this is the meat suit that we're in, and we're just driving it temporarily until it decays and gets old or dies.
So it's you who is looking at me.
Yeah.
Through the window of your eyes, you're looking at me. If you close the window,
Yeah,
do you still exist?
I still exist.
So, you are clearly saying you are much more than the body, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And you also know very clearly that this body you slowly accumulated.
Yes.
Or in other words, what you call as my body is just a bit of loan that you have taken from Mother Earth, just a piece of the planet. She's pretty generous.
No, it's very generous.
Very cruel too.
She's pretty generous with the loan. But when the time comes, she wants to collect it atom by atom. See, now I hold this pebble in my hand.
Yeah.
Initially I say, this is my pebble, I'm not willing to give it to you. After some time, I start thinking, this is me. Now when the time comes that anyway this pebble is going to be taken from me, I am being terrorized because I am being taken away. You are not being taken away. Only the food that you gathered, the piece of planet that you gathered in the form of this body, the planet is asking it back. If only you were aware this is only something I've accumulated, not intellectually. Every moment if you are constantly aware that I am not this body, this is just mine, all right. This is just a gathering. I've accumulated this, I'll use it, and when it's necessary, I'll drop it. If this awareness was there all the time in your life, death would be just change of clothes, isn't it?
Well, yes, but I guess my belief, the problem would be, it's just the fact that I guess the consciousness of you is no longer there.
It's actually more simple than that. So what happens after? Okay, I paid back the loan. The question is only willingly or unwillingly, but whichever way, the loan gets taken. Your body, as you know it, physical body, has to go to the earth because it belongs to the earth. But there is a subtler body which is like a scaffolding. Only because the subtle body is there as a scaffolding, you can build this gross body. You eat a banana, it becomes body, you eat a piece of bread, it becomes body, you eat a brinjal, it becomes body, because there is a subtler scaffolding. This body that you see, the physical body, is only gathering around the subtler body. So when this body falls, the subtle body, which is generally referred to as etheric body or whatever else, is still on. It still has some information, but the important difference is, when you had a physical body and a conscious mind, you had a discriminatory capability.
Okay.
So once the body falls down along with your thinking mind, logical mind, and a discriminatory aspect of the mind is fallen, there is no more discrimination.
Okay, so whenever okay, I get it now. So basically, when your body's forming, you have a discriminatory mind. Basically, you can identify yourself as an individual, but once it's done and over with, you're still there, but you can no longer identify yourself as an individual. That's how I'm understanding it.
You only happen by tendencies. So still there are certain tendencies. Why so much care in every culture, particularly in this culture, that at the moment of death, if a man is dying, no matter what your relationship with him, you try to utter the God's name or you try to create the right kind of atmosphere for him. Even if he's your enemy, you say Ram, Nam, Satya, whatever, you know. Whatever simple things have been taught to the people, but something to create awareness and pleasantness around him because you want him to live well. Because at the moment of leaving, in case he is in a certain mode, whatever the mode is, let's say he is in fear mode right now. Now once he loses the discriminatory mind, now there is no control over the fear. See, many times fear arises in your life. Because of your discriminatory mind, you'll say, that's okay, but that it's not like this. You'll reason and try to get out of it. If there is no discriminatory mind, it just snowballs into paranoia. Paranoia not like as living human beings know. Paranoia which grows into a million, billion folds because there's complete absence of discriminatory mind. But suppose you create pleasantness at that moment of death, now this pleasantness also multiplies into a millionfold over because there is no discriminatory mind. Whether it's sweetness or bitterness, pleasantness or unpleasantness, all of this can take on a big proportion if only there is no discriminatory mind.
So I'm not really following him in that last point. If you have fear at your last moment of death, basically, it magnifies. But same thing can be done if you have a pleasant mind at your last moment.
So even when people are living, very little of their discriminatory mind they're using, mostly they're functioning by tendency, which is unfortunate. But once you have shed the body, there is no other way. You will only go by tendency. Unless you've reached a certain level of awareness where you can carry a certain dimension of awareness with you. Otherwise, whatever is your quality will snowball into something very big. If it snowballs into unpleasantness, we say he's in hell. If it snowballs into pleasantness, we say he's in heaven. So heaven and hell are not geographical places. It is…
Okay, so I get that. Okay. Yeah, so basically your moment of death will escalate, whatever that may be, either good or bad. But if you don't have a discriminatory mind, you won't… how will you know?
is a state that somebody gets into.
And then reincarnation.
You want to come back now. So if there is substantial amount of information still stored, which is the karma, the karmic substance is still strong, then once… suppose you left out of feebleness of energy, that is, you became old, energies became feeble and it rested for some time. So this kind of life energy just rests for some time without too much activity. But suppose the energies did not become feeble, but you broke the body by accident or suicide, or somebody shot you in the head, or somebody broke your heart, whichever way you broke the body and you left, energies were still intense. Now, this will take a long time for it to become feeble without the body and the mind. If you had a regular body and the discriminatory mind, let us say you would have worked out your karma in the next 10 years and made the energies feeble.
Okay, so… so again, moment of death, it seems like… I mean, I know he hasn't gotten to it yet, but it seems like you want a feeble energy when you die?
But now that you don't have a body, these 10 years may telescope into 1,000 years. So this is the reason always they told you should never die of suicide, you never should be murdered, accidental death is bad, because now your limbo situation is long, very, very long, because you have no discriminatory mind, we don't know which way you will roll, and the chances of finding another womb are very little because you're in a certain level of intensity you cannot find.
Okay, so in order for your karma to be feeble, you have to have a discriminatory mind to make that energy very feeble. Otherwise, whatever your last thoughts of death will be what it is when you die. And will it be, again, what he was talking about the last time, which was it's going to escalate, it's going to increase in intensity, whether it be good or bad. And then it takes time for your karma energies to calm down to feebleness. And I guess when you were so intense in energy that you cannot find your path, I suppose, which is to be in a womb, to be reincarnated.
So unless you come to the right level of intensity, you are not suitable to take on a new body. So if you died of old age, energies became feeble, everything is fine with your body, you went to bed and you never woke up. Such a person may get back into another womb within 48 hours. But a person who died by breaking his body, either by accident or otherwise, this person may take we don't know how long, depending upon what level of intensity and how much of the information is still there, unworked out. We are going into areas which needs much more elaboration if it needs to be properly understood.
I figured so.
Speaking just like this, not good.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
I mean,
what
I mean, and it. Most of the deep stuff, obviously, a freaking 5-minute video ain't gonna do no trick on that.
we always joke about it and skip, we never talk about it because it will lead to all kinds of imaginations,
Yeah.
unhealthy imaginations.
Lead me
Unhealthy.
to believe in spirits and ghosts.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
which is not needed.
Not needed.
Because then people start… every dark corner they see, they'll start seeing things.
Okay, so that's my best understanding of it. Again, I mean, you know, you can never truly understand Sadhguru based on just a few videos. It's gonna take time to completely understand them, plus the cultural difference of what words mean to him and what words mean to me. I know a lot of people are saying I don't get a lot of this stuff. Well, I mean, you know, I'm doing the best I can. But, you know, you can help me out by leaving a comment below, and please make the timestamp so I know exactly where you're talking, because it's a long video enough as it is, and I'm making this last pretty long already. So that's my video about Shekhar, Kapur, and Sadhguru about death. This is something actually that's really interesting. It's very interesting to see how different cultures and different religions and whatever, just, you know, what their thoughts are on death. So I don't know if Sadhguru himself believed in the afterlife. Mind you, he was just answering Kapur's question about afterlife or rebirth and all that. So anyways, that's my reaction to this. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.